Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Runner newspaper. I'm at Rock Spring City Hall right now, across the street from where I spent the majority of my day at the Rocket Runner office. We have a spectacular view of the flowers and the flagpole. I get the joy every time that I glance out the window, but every so often you just want to get just a little bit closer to that sun. I want to highlight some stuff that came in just a touch too late for the print deadline, in addition to highlighting some articles that will be appearing in Saturday's edition that I just believe deserve extra attention. Let's start with the election results. Today, the Sweetwater County election results from the primary were made official. The canvassing board met at 3 o'clock. That took a little while. And by the time the results were posted after 5 o'clock, which is our deadline, it was too late to have the physical edition. And that's a shame because there's some interesting stuff in here. I'm going to start with the race for the three-member City Council Ward 2, because that was the race where there was nobody's name on the ballot. There were dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of writings. With those all being titled, or totaled, and you can find the results at rocketminer.com. We post those there. In addition, you find them on the county clerk's side. The number one write-in vote is Bryan Hughes, who had 9 votes, or 11.69% of the vote. George Jost followed with 4 votes, and that's 5.19%. Which was also there were also 4 invalid votes. Next, you had Lisa Mays, who received 3 votes, or 3.9%. Then you have about 9 people who received 2 votes. And then you received about another, then almost everybody else who were on the ballot received just 1. And I'll go over those names at the end because it is interesting to know that there are a lot of people who had their name appear on the ballot and then spend $1, or just appeared in the results, and then spend $1 on campaigning or door-to-dooring, or any of that stuff. Another case that drew attention was the Republican primary for House District 18. That was one where, according to the statewide unofficial results, there were but a difference of 5 votes. Originally, it was recorded that Scott Heiner won the Republican nomination with 939 votes. And that's counting up all the votes in Lincoln, Sweetwater, and Uinta counties. And that incumbent Representative Thomas Craig had 934. In addition, Mike Lundgren was credited with 221 votes. And there were 4 write-ins. Now, looking at the official results, and these are just for Sweetwater County, Scott Heiner went from 405 votes in Sweetwater County to 406. The incumbent, Mr. Craig, originally was credited with 222 votes in Sweetwater County. That number was revised down to 218. Mike Lundgren was credited with 97 votes, both in the unofficial and the official results. And the write-in figure stayed 1 for Sweetwater County. Now, so that tips the favor just a little bit more in favor of Scott Heiner. It remains to be seen what the other official results will finally determine. As we find that figure out, we'll be sure to be posting it online. Elsewhere today, the Wyoming Department of Health added 3 more deaths to our statewide total. Starting with an older Laramie County man who had health conditions that are known to put patients at higher risk of serious illness and death. He'd previously been hospitalized. The other 2 cases are a Sublette County woman who died earlier this month in a Utah long-term care center where she'd been exposed to the virus, in addition to an older Harmon County man who died in a Florida long-term care facility earlier this month where he was also exposed to the virus. That brings the statewide total of 37 Wyoming residents who had COVID are COVID-19 related deaths. In addition to, as of this afternoon, 2,994 lab confirmed cases, 530 probable cases. Now, the state notes that the practice of taking people who died out of states, even if they were exposed out of states, to adding them to Wyoming County. This is a practice that has been carried out in the past, such as a flu. This is not something that's just new for the coronavirus. And officials noted in today's press release that this is something that's intended to avoid duplication. We don't want to find out later that a person was credited with dying of the coronavirus both in Utah and Wyoming. So they go by where their permanent residence is listed. And that's, in general, sometimes a reminder for family that it's time to update that information. They also stressed again that they keep looking at the cause of fire, that's the cause of death, and they want to make sure that it was related to the coronavirus. The person tests positive for the coronavirus and then dies in a car wreck. They don't want that number to be added to any of the death totals. That's inaccurate. That's dishonest. And while there's been some revisions both around the country to be checking that, and Lord knows people are still double checking these figures as much as possible. It's always sad when you see the numbers have to be revised, but I take some comfort in that people are looking to try to make sure that they're presenting the as up to date, as accurate information as can. Also looking at coronavirus, the Wyoming Community Development Authority sent a reminder update today about how there is the Wyoming Emergency Housing Assistance Program continues. The idea is that it's a program that provides rent or other house payments assistance for those who have experienced a loss of income due to coronavirus, such as lost hours at work. The program has an allocation of $15 million, and those at the state note that not too many people have taken advantage of it. The Rocket Miner actually first had an update on the topic back in June, and the idea is that it says so far, much of the money is still available, and they note that they recognize that some people need additional needs, such as with the end of the weekly $600 weekly boost due to unemployment from the U.S. federal government. If you go to the site, there are some questions they ask, and honestly, one of the main ones is just looking at how much money do you have in the household. The gist is that the three major qualifications are to be a Wyoming resident. You need a home. The home they need assistance for is in Wyoming. They must be financially impacted by COVID-19 pandemic through a job loss, reduction in pay, or inability to work due to illness, or for caring for an ill household member or child care responsibilities. And third, they must make less than $20,833 a month. That hits the majority of the people that I personally know. It's noted that people are still, especially if you're still working, you're still expected to contribute a portion of your salary towards the amount. If you see the story online or go to the state website, you can do a calculator to see how much you can qualify for. I know some people that I was spreading the word today, reminding people that this is something that it may not help you, but please spread the word to other people. Sometimes people need an extra help. And as part of that, there will be a drive-up mobile pantry that will be distributing food at the Sweetwater Events Complex tomorrow in Rock Springs. The distribution will be from 1 to 4 p.m. at the indoor arena parking lot, 3320 Yellowstone Road, Rock Springs. Food is available for anyone seeking supplemental food assistance, and it will be passed out on a first-come, first-served basis. Organizers from the Wyoming Food Bank of the Rocky stressed that there are no qualifications, no membership fees, no eligibility forms to complete. There were representatives from the program at the Rock Springs City Council meeting last night, noting that while they hardly do, or on Tuesday night, noting that while they already do a lot of work, they upped their game just since the pandemic, and they just want to make sure that people get assistance, people get, that no one goes to bed hungry. And they're already supplementing like the food banks in town, and there are also other resources such as the Loaves and Fishes Soup Kitchen in Rock Springs and other places if you know where to look. Please ask for help or direction. So as I wrap up, just doubling back to the election, I'm just gonna go back down to the list totals, and these aren't in. These appear to be as they came in at their county, not necessarily in alphabetical order or anything. No more than just the numeric. Like I said, congratulations to Bryan Hughes. You had 9 write-in votes, followed by George Jost with 4, Lisa Mays with 3, Carol Ross with 2, Daniel Wilson with 2, Jerry Bushman with 2, Willie Cargyle with 2, Mitchell Mazer with 2, Dean E. Bowers with 2, Rosanna March with 2, William R. Lewis with 2, Nicholas Haster with 2. And I do apologize for my enunciation. I don't know most of you. Maybe we can fix that someday. I do apologize for my enunciation. And going on to the people who only got 1 vote, that includes Robert Charles Lee, Billy Olds, Helen R. Arwell, Robert Cody Brownwood, Steve Core, Dale Boone, Kurt Murray, Jim Zimmerman, Anna Gordon, Barry Tippy, Wayne Glass, Kevin Kinney, Terry Sadoway, Spring Jones, Mary Busey, Rich Clark, Ted Barney, Steve Boyd, Vicki Eason, Chris Meeks, Sean Hess Palmer, Don Larson, Michelle Hyland, David Arnold, Mike Frink, Destiny Morrison, Ken Ball, Charles O. Owen, Brian Hunt, Jeff Chappell, Roy Kaiser, Jeff Drakes. There's a second page results. Scrolling down. Eric Wright, Casey Kendall, Kyle Cox, Joe Kaziri, Cody Bramwell, Paul Pertile, and Ken Yeager. 77 write-in votes. So we now have a slightly better idea how the race is going to turn out. It still remains to be seen what the final final name of the person will be in that spot. But like I said, with the write-in votes, we now know who's going forward. And like I said, please keep an eye on the race. I'm encouraging everybody to who's eligible to vote early. Make sure you're self-started. This is Caleb Smith coming to you from a very pretty place, Sweetwater County. Wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow. Bye.